Hey, welcome to the Travel Winds podcast. Today, my guest is Presley Aronson. He's a Cali Country. He's a country singer songwriter based out of my hometown, Los Angeles, which is a rare thing, but I really like it. How you doing today, Presley?
Doing great. Thanks so much for having me.
And it's going to be a fun time because I get to meet you now, and then I get to meet you in person in a few, God, what, 6, 7 weeks?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Getting out there. It's going to be a fun time. Great to just really meet everybody and it's going to the rodeo and stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Have you been to the rodeo in Vegas?
I have not. It's going to be my first time and I'm just ready for a big party. It's going to be a lot of fun. Everybody's getting ready for the holidays and
Yeah.
great to kind of bring everybody together and in a fun town.
You're going to have fun. I think that was the first rodeo I took my daughter to, and I'm like, okay, the rodeos aren't typically like this. Like, don't get used to it. Reba McEntire doesn't open up at all the rodeos I go to, honey. Arnold Schwarzenegger
It's a
isn't the
big
grand
one.
marshal at every rodeo I go to.
Yeah, definitely for people, I feel people that don't go to rodeos a lot maybe could get the wrong impression. But at the same time, it's great to have such a big event
Yeah,
and bring everyone together.
exactly. So you'll have a blast. So how's the country music going?
It's going pretty damn well.
There you go.
I'm having a blast doing it. And, I always say enjoy the journey, not just the destination. Right now, I'm enjoying the journey and, you know, taking it back from when I started to now, there's so much growth. And I just can't wait to see how much growth there's going to be in 6 months, another
Yeah.
year, another 5 years. Just really open and out there to be able to really just grow.
I'm really curious because you said you started in 2020 or in that area. Do you listen to your originals, the 2020 songs? And go, wow, I should have done this, or I could have done this, or do you just appreciate them for what they were?
I have a little bit of a perfectionist bone in my body,
Yeah,
and anybody that's worked with me knows that. For better, for worse, I
yeah,
try to just deliver the best music that I can to, you know, all the listeners out there. And looking back on some of the different songs, honestly, I'm really proud of what I was able to do then. I'd say looking back, like even a little further, of knowing when is the right time to release original music,
yeah,
because and forget the aspect of in the midst of the pandemic, but like just when in developmental years of being an artist, when is the right time to release music.
yeah,
I
sure.
look back at like, it was really cool. When I went to high school, they had like a recording studio, and so I was able to kind of, mess around with a lot of different things. But my entire life, I've always, been an aspect of singing, whether it's stage plays I did or, little things at coffee shops and stuff. So, having that kind of those developmental years of being able to develop my voice and taking lots of vocal lessons and different things really prepared me for when I decided to release my first original
Gotcha.
music. And you know, I feel that those years of work really just elevated that first single, "She's All Mine," and I'm really still proud of it. People love it,
Yeah,
and it really changed a lot of things. So looking back at like some of the demos I did, or even
exactly.
certain things back in the day before that, that's where I'm like,
I wasn't quite ready.
no. And I'm glad that I waited. Like even that first song, I think I cut vocals like 3 different times, and just because that first debut single is so crucially important. It just had to be right. It was
Yeah,
my first impression. I think first impressions matter most.
totally agree. I mean, I don't listen back to my first episodes. It was they were 7 years ago, and my wife was more than willing to critique. And I was like, all right, relax.
It's good for some healthy criticism.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
I always say like tell me what you honestly think. I don't want the
Yeah,
answer that's
100%.
like, oh yeah, it's great. Like I need to know. And my team, they're not afraid. they're Nobody on my team is afraid to tell me that it sucks. you know, but even like support from like my parents and stuff, like
Yeah.
they've been great with like being honest with certain things. Like, are you sure you should, maybe they're a little nicer in that regard, but they're like, are you sure you should be doing this? Are you sure that you can't go do it again?
Well,
you
that's it.
know,
Yeah. I have a friend, a really good friend of mine. And he sings rock music. He's at the Whiskey and Viper Room and all that. And he's cutting new songs and he sends it to me. And I'm like, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. It's like, I like this part. I don't like that because I don't know music. I mean, I know what I'd like to hear. I don't know about chorus and verses and, drops and blah, blah, blah.
well, I always feel like there's two sides of it, right?
Yeah.
There's the audience side and then there's the industry side, where it's like, okay, well, does this make sense to everyone in the industry? Does it work melodically, lyrically?
Yeah.
Does it work that way? Okay, green light. But the biggest thing, more so, because the music industry isn't your main fans,
Yeah.
your main listeners. So what does the audience want to hear? What do the fans want to hear? And like your opinion matters so much more than you may think, because that's 98% of everyone else's opinion. It aligns in the same area as yours.
Yeah. I've had a couple of friends that are musicians, and they don't necessarily like playing in LA because there's a lot of industry people. So instead of people going there to enjoy the music and appreciate the music and have fun, they're like, oh, I don't like that guy, and they're critiquing. And they're like, my friends that are performing on stage are like, I can tell who's like in the industry because like they're not really listening to the music or jamming.
Well, there's definitely a difference between like, you know, someone that is there to for music, or even shows that I've played that like there's music at the venue, but
Yeah,
maybe that's not the main reason they're there. Whether it's for some other event and there's a whole stage and performance and everything, but it's not really the reason that they're there. And I feel like that's kind of similar in a way.
yeah.
It's definitely hard to you know really push a lot of energy out when you're not getting a lot of energy back.
That's what I
From
was going to ask you.
an
Like,
engaged audience.
yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Do you feel as an artist when you're up there? Do you feel it?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
The only thing that I can say in one word is magical. No matter what, it's always just the second I step on that stage, and I'm sure we'll talk about this in a little bit, but I was bullied physically, mentally, and emotionally when I was younger, and so the stage is like my safe space. Like that's where I can truly be myself. And yeah, I'm really just a calm, reserved, but fun person, like off stage.
Yeah.
But once I get on stage, it's like a completely different energy, a completely different person. It's just like people that have never seen my show, they're like, whoa, like where did that come from? I just, whether it's performing to two people or 10,000, whether I'm by myself or with a band, like I try to give the same energy, and perform like I'm in a stadium. And that's something that, I want everyone to be able to feel the feeling that I feel when we're up there, and really just have that show, experience together. So it definitely, you can definitely feel the energy. The more the audience gives, the more I can give. It
Sure.
just fuels more of that. But I try to have at least, a reserve level that is higher than normal.
All right. Well, you brought it up. I was going to ask you. It's like with the bullying and everything that started. Did that make you see? I'm the exact opposite. Like I think it was hard for me to start doing this, to start talking to people and doing that. My wife's like, "Oh, you've come out of your shell. You're blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Really?" It's like, "Oh, okay, you know." So it ignites you being on
It
stage
really
and
does,
performing.
because if you think about it, right? I mean, I've done a lot of like philanthropy work and work with a lot of nonprofits and really trying to give back to teach these kids, that like I'm living proof you can get past it, that you can get through it, and teach them to stand up for themselves and
Yeah.
be able to get through it. But I mean, it really, to me, it's like there's a saying: be careful, you know, what you do to that person because they may end up your boss or whatever
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was, right? It's like
Yeah.
famous old saying. But at the end of the day, it's like I think a little part of me is like respectfully, let me show you who I am. And it puts a little bit of a fire under me. And it's just like, I mean, that part of my life, I've kind of put in a box and kind of left behind.
Yeah.
But I take what I've learned to try to help others, whether it's through my music or speaking, or just being there. But I think it really, like that whole aspect of what happened really helps just push of like thriving for so much
Yeah.
success in whatever I do, and not in despite of it, but yeah, it definitely lights a fire.
That's cool. I mean, that's obviously not just you're not just making music to become a famous country singer, you know?
My goal over everything is to be able to push out the messages through my storytelling, through music, to everyone, to create just a huge impact, no matter what people are going through, whether it's the happiest day ever, the
Right.
worst day ever, or, something in between. Just that if they're struggling with something, try to have some sort of message in every song that can hit every single point. Like for me, you know, one of my I guess I can't say one of my favorites, but one of my favorites is my song "Live Like Paradise." It's really my motto. Like every single day, I live every single day like I'm in paradise, whether it's the best or worst day of my life. And I say that in the beginning of every time that I play that song because it's true. And I urge everyone to go find their paradise.
Sure.
Paradise isn't a physical place, it's a thought, it's a feeling. Whether that's, going to a physical place of the beach or the mountains or, finding that outlet. Is it reading a book? Is it painting? Is it, going out and riding bikes? What is it that kind of allows you to escape and create that outlet? And I think that's just something that's really important to have for anybody. Even if we're not struggling with anything, it's just important to just take care of ourselves. And, if you live every day like you're in paradise, the worst day in paradise is better than the best day anywhere else.
I mean, obviously, I agree. The name of my show is The Travel Winds, and I named it that because as I'm traveling, I used to be so stressed out about, oh my God, I'm going to go see this account. I've got to make this much money, and I got that, and I just was so overly focused on it that I tried creating wins along the way. If I got there safely through a rainstorm, well, I got my win for the day. It made me not worry about the money part. So like I would stop and take a picture on the side of the road if it was a nice sunset or whatever, and that was my win for the day.
I love that. It really just, again, super inspiring.
Yeah, just
If,
trying to
if
create wins along the
just
way.
everyone just took that advice for their everyday life, you see so many people so much happier to just be grateful for the little
Yeah,
things. Everything else on top is your icing on the cake.
exactly. That's exactly kind of the approach.
Uh,
So, what made you lean towards country music?
Honestly, like just the storytelling aspect.
Yeah,
My mom was big into country, um, and I started listening to it as a kid, and I just fell in love with some of the early days of like the modern country. Um, like Thomas Rhett was one of my early favorites, and Sam Hunt and stuff. Kind of what they're really popping off, and kind of once I started getting into country, like some of the rest of my family started getting into country. Like my
Yeah.
dad is into country now, and aspects of like my sister and my grandmother has always loved, classic country and modern country now as well. And she's just like a historian for me. My personal library of
Yeah.
classic country, and she's just incredible. She's a huge supporter of mine. She comes to almost every local show that she can come to, and she's right up there at the front. If you're ever at a show, you'll see her there. She's turning 91 in
Oh,
December.
geez.
So it's just incredible, and she's always right up there in the front against. Like I headlined the Catalina wine mixer, and they she was right up there on the barricade, front row,
Yeah.
and the entire time. 90 years old.
That's
Like,
crazy, dude.
yeah, she's amazing. She's a trooper, and so just having kind of those aspects really brought me into country, and I just knew that this is home. This is such an incredible community,
Yeah.
of people, of artists. I mean, even just the fans, like, of country music, the most down to earth, hardworking, genuine individuals.
Mm.
And I get so excited to meet people after the show, especially in other parts of the country and stuff. It just really warms my heart to meet these people and how like kind they are. It just game changer.
I see. I totally agree. Like I told you, I work at the rodeo, and people are like, "Oh, you're from California?" It's like, ah, and I'm like, dude, I go, all the store owners I deal with are super nice. Like you said, most of the people in the industry of the Western world are nice, genuine people. Like you don't get too many. I mean, there's always some narcissistic people and people trying to do their own thing, but I think that's anything. But and maybe being in the LA area for most of my life kind of jaded me. But I'm like, I love the country people and the country music, and like you said, people seem to be nice
Listen, there's always one in the crowd, no
or
matter
more.
what crowd you're in. Yeah, one or 12.
Yeah, exactly.
But
There's a
it's
song right there for you.
yeah, exactly. You can. I have a notes list in my phone. Every time that something comes up, I'm like, I just write it down, jot it down as like a song idea.
Yeah,
When I'm going to write, I just scroll through and like pick one for the day. It works out great. But that's definitely, there's always one in the crowd,
yeah,
in every crowd. You know.
100%. So, what's the what's the I want to say your favorite place that you've played so far, but what place kind of was influential to you?
Gosh, there's I love every venue that I've been to.
Yeah,
Just a lot of fun, but I would say I can highlight a few. Definitely like the Catalina wine mixer is really cool. I grew up going to Catalina Island, and so it's just really cool to be back there in a different capacity, perform right there on the beach. First year I opened, um, and it was an awesome time. And then brought me back the next year to headline, and we just rocked the house down, put on a just a really fun show. So that was great to just kind of be somewhere where I grew up, right there on the beach. That's totally just my vibe of Cali
yeah.
Country. Very. I'm a water boy, whether it's on a boat, on a beach, on a lake, whatever it is. Like that's everything about me. So to be able to do that was really cool.
Can I interrupt you real quick?
Yeah,
For my fans and listeners that don't live in California but are fans of Step Brothers, there really is an event called the California Catalina Wine Mixer. That,
yeah. It's really cool that they play the movie there,
yeah,
and it's just they brought it to life. And also for the listeners that don't know much about Catalina, it's just kind of this little oasis that's 23-ish miles off the coast of LA. And it's just like, I call it like this mix between, it's like our own version of like the Med and the Caribbean,
Yeah.
smushed into one like island. It's right here, and it's just incredible.
And it
So
has the largest bison herd in the state.
it does. Do you know why?
Yeah, the movies. They ran
Uh,
out of money and they couldn't bring the bison back.
they just left them.
Yeah, they're like, oh, they'll be fine.
So
I mean,
it's
Frank Zane's house is up there, and the Western Writer, and I went out there on my 50th birthday, and we toured the casino and the dance floor, and did the whole behind the scenes thing. That's cool.
Oh yeah, it's really cool out there, and just growing up. I mean, even just the bison in general. Like I remember going
Yeah,
out with friends, and they start like going up way too close, and they start running, and I'm like, "What did you just do?
yeah.
Why is there a bison chasing us?"
That is not where you want to be. I always tell
No.
people, like I went to Yellowstone, and they all bum rush you.
Oh yeah,
Like
for sure.
they look
But
they look cute on
there's
TV, but
the stuffed animal's great in the gift
yeah,
shop, but
yeah,
that's
exactly.
that's about where it stops. Okay, but I mean, there's been just incredible shows and venues that I've been able to play. I mean, I love Charlotte, North Carolina. They've been great to me out there, and I was direct support for Tyler Rich on
Nice.
the Thanksgiving parade out there, so that was a lot of fun. Came back and headlined their big city festival, Charlotte Shout. So that was a lot of fun. Um, just really been able to kind of pop around some different places, and I really just love meeting. Kind of going back to that, I just love meeting all the different people. You know, out when I opened for Jimmy Allen in Maryland at a big festival and stuff. So just things like that is just fun, and to meet people from around the country and just hear some of their stories. Like I was in that festival in Maryland, and I was talking to some fans and stuff, and they come up and they're like, we're from LA.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, no kidding. I mean, we're in a small town in Maryland, this place called Chrisfield, and incredible people out there, and they're just like, yeah, we're from LA, and we start talking about that, and it's just like such a small world. It really is.
Can I share one story with you?
Absolutely.
We went to my wife and I went to Japan in April of this year.
Wow.
We're in Kyoto in our hotel at the bar at our hotel, and the couple sits down next to us, and they're from Redondo Beach.
No way.
I'm like, I'm like, yeah, I'm in the Avenue. It's like, oh, we're off Pearl. I'm like, in Guadalupe. They're like, yeah. It's like out of all the bars and places at the time, exact times in the world, you meet somebody from the same city I live in.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that
It,
was
it's
bizarre.
it's more common than you actually think, which is
Yeah,
kind of really cool, but kind of freaky at the same time.
yeah, exactly. That's
Like
exactly
did
how I
like did
felt.
you follow me or
I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. We're several hundred, tens of thousands of miles away or whatever, and you're from the exact same city. That's impossible. It's like, oh well, small world.
definitely.
What of all the venues that are out there for country people mainly? What are the ones you'd like to? What's the bucket list?
Oh gosh. There's definitely a list I have. I mean, Grand Ole Opry
Yeah,
is up there. The Ryman, um, Stagecoach. You have to hit Stagecoach.
that's totally doable for you though.
Oh yeah, it's coming. Just it's a part of that journey.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Stagecoach is local to me, so going there is growing up and stuff was just kind of that goal, and um, obviously there's some incredible festivals and venues around the entire country.
They have
Uh,
the Beach Life Festival down here in Redondo, and they have a country version of it.
yes, I don't think they have it anymore, the
Uh,
Life Ranch, but the same owners, they own Venice West,
yeah,
which I've played there a bunch of times, headlined a bunch of shows there and
I know
stuff.
they
I
used to
played one
own
of the pre-parties for them at Venice West too.
the Saint Rock in Hermosa. I don't know if they still do because it was for sale for a while.
Not anymore. Not
Yeah, that's
anymore.
what I thought.
I may have a show coming up there,
Oh,
just a little peep there. So, but I think a
well,
big one too, which I would love to do because I love going to it and it's so much fun, is Luke Bryan's Crash My Playa in Cancun, Mexico.
yeah.
It's if you've never been, that's a party. It's so much fun. That would be a blast to play 'cause it's just like pool parties during the day and the main concerts on the beach at night. Like that's just totally my vibe. I'm right there. Luke, if you're watching this, please call. I want to play. Come on.
I will definitely tag him in this. I don't know that he's going to watch
Please.
it. I'll try and make this a clip for it.
Yeah. And Dustin Lynch, great guy. Um, actually, he's like the mayor of Crash My Playa, and he does these awesome pool parties, and so it's just if you haven't gone, go and request Presley Aronson.
Please.
Yes.
I saw Luke during the rodeo 2 years ago. He was doing his residency.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Or God, that was a good show. I mean,
I
it
didn't
was
get to make it to one of the Vegas shows, but I've seen Luke, handful of times, obviously down in Cancun, some other shows, headline Stagecoach. So he always puts on just a
well. I
killer show.
mean, it was cool the residency because at the end, the last two songs, his whole stage lifted up and came out towards us in the balcony.
Oh,
So
wow.
he was above the main crowd. It was like, whoa,
Incredible.
I'm looking at Luke Bryan's right in front of me now.
That's
But
incredible. He's
yeah,
he's uh he's a funny dude, man. He if like down in Cancun, it's a whole different vibe.
yeah.
Like they just completely let loose, and he's just doing. He's like he's singing, but he's being more of a comedian down there than anything.
He's
It's like,
having fun. Yeah.
oh yeah, a blast. He's having more fun than the crowd most times. I inspire to be that.
Yeah, exactly. And just, I think that's, I'm trying to think, now you make me think before I say it, but most of the country performers I know just seem to like and you can tell they genuinely enjoy performing, you know?
I think so. I mean, it's like country is that one of the biggest genres that have really live music,
Yeah.
and they, there's just so much like passion with it, of just like the full band and everybody's just having a blast, really just
Yeah.
like being able to play, all the shows and all the songs and stuff. They're just having so much fun. Again, it's all about like that journey, not just the destination. I feel like
Yeah.
that's something that country really has got figured out.
We gotta make a song about that. I'm sure you're noodling it, but
Oh yeah, things coming.
yeah. I how weird, you're, you're much younger. Is it strange to only put out singles? Do you ever, does the desire to put out an album hit you at all, or is it just singles?
I've gone back and forth with this question a lot, and I've come really close to doing an EP, and then
Yeah.
kind of that broke up into singles. It's like a band that was together and it broke up. And you know, like I've come really close to like, okay, we're gonna do a whole album. But to be honest with you, I mean, right now, like I feel like everyone's attention span with like social media and different
Yeah.
things, like it's you got to capture them quickly and you got to be constantly putting things out. And so it's like if I can break up that whatever it is, 12 songs, 18 songs plus whatever, it's like if you can break that up and just constantly be putting something out, there's always something new. Like I feel like that's not only just like great for the audience, there's just always something new, but I think it's really fun for me because to be able to work for a year or two putting an album together and then
Yeah.
just release it all at once, and it's like, okay, now what? There's just it's kind of keeps it a lot more fun and engaging and stuff too, I think.
No, Like I said, I'm old schools, but I think that the positive of it is there. If you put out 12 songs, the 10th, 11th, and 12th songs aren't getting a lot of play, more than likely, and they might be your favorite songs, and they might be one of the ones that become a hit, and because you put it at the end. Whereas if you put it out as a single, it's going to get its own representation, I guess. It's its own playtime.
Yeah, I mean, there's always songs, I mean, I have a handful of songs that are, you know, album songs,
Yeah,
that are great songs, but maybe they're not charting songs or whatever. But, so I have those, and those are decisions. Do we still push it as a single? Do we mix that with an EP or different things? And I'm still, of course, and I will throughout my career, release
yeah,
EPs
yeah.
and albums and such and whatnot. And even if that's, I've seen artists that release a bunch of singles and then they group it all back together, put a couple new songs
Sure.
and release it as an album. Like I've seen that as well. I don't know, what the future holds with that. I know that I would definitely be doing albums. I just don't know if that's going to
Well,
be.
I've even seen like I'm trying to think. There's been a couple artists. Well, they'll do 4 or 5 songs on an album, just to make a collection per se.
Yeah, I think it's like sometimes you have artists that the album doesn't like none of the songs make sense together, and then you have
Yeah,
some that like they really thought about it, and every single song fits together. So it'd be really cool to do something that like rather than just putting a pile of songs together for no reason, to actually create like a continuous story, whether that's even like you said the five six
see,
seven.
now you're going old school.
Yeah,
I mean, that's Pink Floyd. There's multiple of them. Led Zeppelin. They all did. They're all had a kind of a similar vibe, and some of them just carried right song to song.
yeah, it's really cool. I thought it would be really cool to do something where it's just like kind of the song, even like if you listen to the song independently, you would never be affected by it. But then if you listed them like from start to finish of the album, it
Yeah,
actually like was a whole story and made sense. And that comes from my like storytelling brain and creative side of things of just like being able to do that. And like I love like music videos because I get to kind of bring my two worlds together,
yeah.
of a little bit of film and music and kind of push that together. And it's just kind of an incredible like opportunity to take what I wrote in the song and bring it to life visually and add more elements to maybe what was in my head about it. I think sometimes that's just really cool. And I don't know if you've seen any of my music videos, but
Yeah, of course.
I try to do, like these little scenes in the beginning and kind of be a little bit creative and stuff. And so some of them have those and whatnot, and some new ones coming. So I'm excited about that too.
How would you describe your music to somebody that knows nothing about modern country, old country, red dirt? How do you describe it?
I think the biggest thing is take a little bit of California pop, take a little bit of that classic modern country, smush them together, and you just created something that is fun, that is impactful, something that will get you through the hard times and lift you up out of it.
That's a because California. I mean, like I said, that your Cali Country song is you should keep that one because that's a really good description of your music. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, I like to say it's my anthem.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like I have different songs. Like background is my story. Live like paradise is my motto. Cali Country is my anthem. Things like that, and
Nice.
kind of group them together.
So, have you played what's the Desert Hotspot? Desert
Five spot?
Five spot?
Not yet. Not
Okay.
yet. I've had a bunch of friends that have played there. Um, it's a great venue.
I haven't been there. I can't. I mean, I'm like, I gotta get over there. I gotta get over there. I gotta get over there. Because I have some friends that played there. I'm just like, no, haven't made it by. So that's
Well, we'll have to go, or we'll have to play there, and you'll have to come to the show.
yeah, exactly. Well, if you play Saint Rock, you gotta. I mean, hopefully you keep that on your social media.
Oh yeah, of
That's
course.
that's as close of a venue as I can get.
Well, Saint Rock is definitely something I want to play. I'm sure probably early next year I'll be back at Venice West.
Yeah,
Have you been there?
yeah. I saw one of my past guests, Jason Sinet, play there.
Okay.
He's playing at the Mint Friday night.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, and he's more folky rock, kind of
Mhm.
Grateful Deadish. But yeah, so it's interesting that like how there are so many. Like, I mean, you could call yourself Americana music or pop music or folk music or country, kind of everything falls underneath. I interviewed two of the guys from Whiskey Myers, and they don't really consider themselves necessarily a country band, but they can play country festivals because they're more of a southern rock band.
Like it's a whole new world of you can be 10 different genres.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have to be married to one anymore.
And you don't have to be
And
George Strait. I mean,
and there's so many new crossover, genres, and I'm this and that, and I'm this and that. It's just like you know, today I feel like people are more focused on making the music they want to make
yeah,
rather than trying to make music that fits in a box. And, you know, that's something just like I've seen so many artists like I'm not part of a genre, but I'm gonna have songs that are on country radio, and
yeah.
have certain songs that are on pop radio, like, and it kind of fits in those boxes individually, but not as solely as an artist.
I was gonna say, I mean, I think that's kind of where Taylor Swift went, right? I mean, she kind of started off country, but she was always country pop, and then she kind of bled into more pop, but still keeps some of her country stuff, and she's doing okay.
Oh yeah, just okay.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Well,
I think she did more of like a transition, I think, in a
yeah,
way. Um, then like there's the transitions where you transfer, and then there's also like where you're just always in multiple genres, right?
yeah. Well,
Like
here's what I know. When Taylor Swift tours in California, I know where she's touring because all my store sales go up because the girls are out getting cowboy boots, they're getting hats, they're getting blouses for the just for the concert.
I mean the business aspect of her music business is that she's done a great job. I
Yeah,
mean, selling out, you know, nights and nights and nights of stadiums is just insane.
it's unbelievable. Morgan
Yeah,
Wallen has that effect too.
he
Like
does.
when he's traveling, I literally I'm at stores in San Jose and Salinas and up north. When he was up there, it was like their sales went up for like a week.
Wow. No, he's a great artist for sure. He's I've seen him multiple times, and he puts on a show. That's for sure.
Yes, I haven't seen him live. What I haven't seen. I just saw who did Lainey Wilson at the last rodeo.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah, she put a show on at the MGM Grand. It was nice. It was a fun time.
Yeah, I remember seeing her like early on in her career, and then just to
Yeah.
see her where she is today, it's just incredible.
I think
You
that
know,
I think that way
it's a
about a
lot.
lot of people. Like, you see them, you know, almost everybody, I'm trying to think of any, almost everybody started off doing small gigs, doing the hotel cafes and, the small acoustic stuff. And
I remember seeing even like Ashley McBride.
yeah,
There was probably 40 of us in the House of Blues in LA before it shut down,
yeah,
and just like I was literally like I was right at the front of the stage. There was like 40 of us in the room, and she's their band, just the guitar, just chatting. I mean, just like now, much bigger stages and stuff, and it's just incredible to see the growth. It's just so inspiring for me to be able to just like never give up, hang in there, and practice what I preach.
Well, and also keep your love of the fans alive. I can tell you, I just met Ashley McBride 3 months ago at Norm's Rare Guitar in the Valley, and so I'm in there with my buddy, and he's looking at guitars. So I'm just being a filler, and Melissa Etheridge is in there, Ashley McBride. They were together, and Melissa's wife, and but they're looking at guitars, and all of a sudden they pick up and start playing a little impromptu 3 song set with like 6 people in that store. It was like, oh, this is pretty awesome,
That's
and
incredible.
as nice as you can imagine. Like there's always going to be some people that aren't super nice, but man, they were super good to their fans.
It really makes a difference. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I always say it's like when I know it's difficult, you know, when like you can't go anywhere and just be normal and you're always getting attention. But at the same time, it's like, it's kind of what you signed up for. It's in the job description.
yeah.
And like, that's a part of it. And if you take away all the fans, what are you?
You're singing in your room.
Yeah, you're back to singing in the shower.
Yeah.
I don't think that's where we want to
Do
be.
you think your childhood and growing up in LA makes you appreciate that?
I definitely think so. I mean, I was surrounded with, obviously, this is the hub of, a lot, not necessarily country, but,
No,
a
no,
lot
but
of music
yeah,
and a lot of celebrity based in general. And so definitely witnessing, I've learned a lot of like practices and different things. And, whether that's, little tricks and appreciation and different things. I mean, going out to dinner and, having you know, either going out to dinner with celebrities or going out to dinner sitting next to celebrities at different tables. It's just like, and constantly seeing, you know, some people that are just very genuine of just like, hey, I'm eating dinner right now, but
yeah,
come find me when I'm leaving. I'm happy to take a picture with you or send an autograph, or they just do it right then and there,
yeah,
or you know, and then you have some of the other people that they're just rude, and it's just like it makes people feel bad for there's a level of like, okay, let's respect their space, but it's also kind of what you signed up for. And
I tell people all the time, man. I tell people because I always get asked, "Oh, did you know any famous people who live in LA?" And I'm like, I've met many people, and they're like, I go, just so you know, celebrities have bad days too.
we're all
They
human.
they go to the doctor's office, they get bad news. Their careers can get cut short, contract man. I mean, they get into fights with and you might have met them right after they just got a discussion with their manager or agent or whoever, and they're in a pissed off mood.
It's so true. I mean,
Yeah,
nobody truly understands. Like even a lot of people think like artists or actors, they're just walk on stage for an hour and sing and that's it. It's like there's so much more work that gets
yeah,
put into this. It's like, it's not just the traveling, but it's, the countless hours in the studio and meetings and social media and prepping, like
podcast
that show-
interviews.
yeah, that show that you're literally like going to see, like the amount of months and hours and years it actually
Yeah,
took for you to see that person standing right there. Like nobody truly understands that. So going back to like the aspect of, sometimes they're just tired. They're just having just come
yeah,
on a bad day, and like you said, maybe they got some unfortunate news or something that
whatever.
has
Yeah,
something that's affected them, and we're all human. We really are. I mean, you know, so it's just I try to always stay grounded, stay kind, kill people with kindness, and just like be able to really just try to always be myself. And there's times, of course, we're human. We get frustrated. We'll get upset, and it's just how we navigate that.
yeah.
And anyone who's ever worked with me, it's like probably most people have never even seen or heard me ever yell. I'm just very just like cool, calm person. I'm like it's yelling isn't gonna fix the problem. It's
Yeah,
gonna make it worse. So it's like let's just figure out okay, what happened? How can we fix it? And then later, how can we avoid doing that again so we
right.
don't make that mistake? We learn from it.
And I I'd be interested to see if you when you get to play at the Opry or Ryman and something blows up right before, your guitar player says, "I'm not going out if you don't pay me," blah 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 blah, and you're like, "I'm about to go on the fucking Opry," How dare you do that to me?
I just again, country music is such a great community,
Yeah,
and I really try to attract great people in my circle, and so it's like if you're good to the people that are supporting you, and they're good people,
yep,
you're still going to run into situations, but you're 99% of the time you're going to avoid what you just said
yeah,
because there's no opportunity for that to ever arise. If you treat, your band and you treat your crew and your team, disrespectfully, then yeah, you're going to see that problem probably every night. you know, but it's like proper preparation,
yeah.
really, you know, pushes a great show.
I see. I totally agree, and you hope the manifestation part of it. You put out good vibes and get good vibes back. You know, you hope.
From being like bullied and having those dark times and such, and I just kind of flipped a switch one day. I'm just like, I'm gonna wake up and just start my day happy.
Right.
And I heard this saying one time, and I've adopted it into some of the stuff that I say. It's just like, you know, be kind of like tinfoil. Just let it just roll right off. And because it's at the end of the day, like if you absorb what people are saying, then and be a sponge, that's when at the end of the day you're exhausted, mentally drained.
Yeah.
If you let it roll right off like it never even happened, you can continue with that happy smile. And like I always say, kindness is free and a smile is contagious.
Yeah. And the
Like
smile's
it's so
free too.
true.
I,
I mean,
I,
if you walk by someone and you smile, I promise you, try it
yeah.
because 99% of the time they will smile back to you. They won't even know why they're smiling.
Unless you're on the Venice Boardwalk. But good. That's a whole different
Well,
story.
yeah, maybe. They'll, they may grin back, but
Yeah.
so
Or
you're getting
hit
a
you.
reaction. Either way, you're getting a reaction.
Yeah, 100%. You know, uh, I- when I went to North Dakota, I opened up a store in North Dakota, and I drove down to South Dakota to see Mount Rushmore, all that, and people are waving
Must
at
have
you.
been awesome.
They're waving at you as you drive by them. Hey, and I'm like, I don't know you. Yeah. And I go in LA, if they're waving, it's usually with a middle finger. It's a different wave.
Hey, you're getting that reaction, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge. Like in the nautical boating world, whether you're on a lake or in the ocean or whatever. Like it's just kind of like it's a customary like where it's just like everybody waves at everybody,
Yeah.
and like it's weird if they don't wave. Like, what's
That's how
wrong?
ranchers are.
Are they okay?
Yeah. Idaho's the same way too. Really nice people. You just drive around, people are waving, saying hi, how you doing? How's everything going? You're like, what's going on here?
It's just like I inspire to be in communities like that because
Yeah.
it's like everyone's so much happier. Like if everyone's just saying hello, hey, how are you? Let's do
It's
it.
half the battle, you know?
Oh, everything. It means everything. I mean, if you went and like did like a survey or like a study on communities that are wave to everyone versus communities that flip everyone off, like totally different vibe. Yeah.
I used to say, if you're on the 110, someone's waving, you might want to duck because they were shooting people at the time. When they had all the shootings on the freeways, it's like, ah,
Scary.
yeah.
There's nowhere to go.
And see, that's the perception that people have of California because that's what they hear on the news, right? you know, shootings and this and that and celebrities. And I go, man, you get above Ventura. It's a different world.
Well, I feel like also it's like every time I'm traveling for tour or going out of the country or whatever, I feel like my grandma, she'll call me and she's like, "Did you hear there was a shooting in Mexico and
Yeah,
this and that and whatever?" I'm like, "Do you know how many shootings there are in LA every day?"
every day.
Like,
So many they don't report it.
yeah, exactly. And it's just like, and but the one shooting in the place you're going, makes
Yeah,
a
yeah.
difference. But we live in a place that, there's shootings everywhere.
Almost literally every day. I mean,
Yes.
I lived in Oakland for a while when I lived up north, and I think they were just like at 355 homicides in a year. So just less than one a day.
Wow.
It's
It's
like,
crazy.
okay. But your grandma's worried about the one that gets, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's a funny story. So you didn't say Red Rocks. Do you ever, is that on your bucket list? Playing Red Rock in Colorado?
Oh, of course. Actually, I just met somebody the other day, and they're like, "You got to come play Red Rocks."
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many. I mean, listen, we have all the time in the world. I'd probably name every venue, but there's so
The
many.
Hollywood Bowl. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, just not even branching out of you know LA. I mean, just all of my home venues, right? Of
The
like you said, the
Troubadour.
Hollywood Bowl, of now technically SoFi, but like or
Yeah.
what is crypto.com arena, but we know it as Staples,
Yeah.
and just like playing those the venues where you've really like been able to see a lot of your favorite artists growing up,
Yeah.
being able to stand on those stages is just incredible. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to play on stages with where the same stage where major artists were, and it's just incredible.
Yeah.
But and there's incredible venues around the country, around the world that I would love to play. you know of course, like some of the stuff in New York and back east and Midwest, and there's just some awesome venues and such, but like also just like there's just a different feeling, and it's hard to describe, of just like when you go and see your idols, when you go and see
Yeah.
your favorite artists in these venues, and you get to actually stand on that stage and perform just like they did. Game changer.
Yeah. That's gotta be cool. Well, and
It's
it's
it
also
goes back to my one word, magical.
magical. Dude, I feel a song title coming up.
Gotta write that down.
Yeah, write it down somewhere. So I know you've got some dates coming up. Through November, December? Do you have anything set up for January?
There's some stuff in the works right now. It's not
Okay.
announced yet, but there's a lot of great new shows happening, new music. Um, obviously playing NFR, some stuff in Vegas. Um, I'm playing the Canning Club at Agora, which is always fun. That's like one of those venues where I've seen
Yeah. I mean,
a lot of
when you
other
drive on the
artists.
101, you always see the sign.
Oh yeah, it's just one of those venues that's really cool. I've been
Yeah.
wanting to go there for a while, so being able to go there is really cool. Um, and just released a new song tonight. It's called. Um, some exciting stuff coming with that, and a bunch of new music. So playing some of that new music at the shows. So if you come out to the shows, you'll get a little sneak peek of some of the new music that's coming.
Will it be full band shows or is it a mix between just
It's a mix.
okay.
It's a mix. Some shows I do acoustically, some those shows I do with full band. It just depends on what it is, and how quickly we need to get in and out of there, or
Yeah.
kind of what the venue wants and stuff. So, but I love to rock the house down if it's just myself and the crowd, or if I get to bring my band with me. There's a whole next level of energy there too.
I was gonna say that's what I was gonna ask was is it harder to get pumped up for the acoustic only shows? or
I
you know,
think,
because you got the full band, you got the drums, you got the bass, you got
yeah, I think it really, it adds a whole nother energy level. There's certain shows that I do that, I have the band's there but not there.
yeah, yeah,
Where we take like, a show that we recorded live, and so it's all live music. But sometimes we'll use those like recordings, and
gotcha.
I'll be able to sing along to it. So it's like there's band energy, even if they're not there. But it's really cool to be intimate. Like, I don't think that one show is better than the other. It's all different. If you get to
Yeah,
experience a band show with me, we're gonna be partying, having the time of our lives. If you get to experience a acoustic show with me, it's like we're really vibing out. It's the songs that you love, in an acoustic version. It's just like I add little tweaks and come up with different things on the fly, and
yeah.
stuff that's just like, that great song. And then you're like, whoa, where did that come from? It's just like little surprises and stuff where it's just like a little bit of a different melody within the same song that and so it's just like adding those elements is really fun and really cool to be able to kind of switch it up and have some fun with it, kind of create that intimacy within music that you're not always going to be able to see later on. So definitely catch them now.
Well, I know you're playing on the Stetson stage at the Rio during NFR, which is I think the 5th and 6th of December, something like that.
Yeah, so it's 2 p.m. on the Stetson stage, 5th
Yeah,
and 6th, playing at the Rio, um, Lapa Lounge the night of the 6th as well. So just trying to make the most of little Vegas weekend.
yeah, yeah. It's weird because I know Blake Shelton opened his place, Old Red, right on the Strip. You got what's the other? There's another bar.
Stonies.
Stoney's, yeah. I mean, that's off the strip. It's on the strip, but it's further down. But yeah, they have line dancing, and I mean, there's country music in Vegas, which is kind of weird to say.
We're bringing country to Vegas.
Yeah, might as well. It's in California. So, hey man, I appreciate the time. What's the best way for my listeners to follow you?
On all streaming platforms, it's Presley Aronson, and all social media platforms, it's Presley Aronson Official.
Perfect. I'll make sure to have all the links on my website as well.
Amazing. Well, it's been a great time. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
I
brother.
look forward to finally meeting you in person.
Yeah, but if you play I always get it wrong. The five spot, desert
Desert Five Spot, yeah.
desert five spot. If you play there in the next 5 or 6 weeks, let me know.
Definitely.
Just get it set up. Just set it up, man. Just give him a call and say, "Hey, I got to play. My friend Pete wants to come watch."
Yeah, I got a new friend that just has to see a show, and we got to make it happen. We'll
I
do it.
expect you to make the phone call.
Yes, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. We're gonna make it happen.
There you go. All right, but well, I appreciate the time, man, and I'll see you. At worst case, I'll see you in Vegas.
Beautiful. I love it.
All
We'll
right.
see you
Thanks,
there.
Presley.
Thank you.
All right, bye.